and welcome to WMLT News. I'm Bailey Gillespie. The suspect in a triple homicide investigation was found close to home. Marilee McAuliffe has more.
You got anything to say to the families, Mr. Littleton? Are you sorry?
37-year-old Sammy Littleton of Bellefontaine, Ohio, said nothing as he left the West Virginia State Police Barracks. Littleton was charged with the murder of 26-year-old Tiffany Brown of Columbus, Ohio. She was found dead in the home Littleton shared with Brown and her mother, Deborah Neely, who at the time was Littleton's girlfriend. He is also being charged with the kidnapping of an elderly couple, Richard and Gladys Russell of Bellefontaine, Ohio. The Russells sold Littleton a house in 2009, the same house where Brown's body was discovered. Littleton stole the Russells' car and fled to Princeton. The car was later found in the Walmart parking lot on Greasy Ridge Road. State troopers said Littleton made a call from a payphone at the Marathon gas station.
He had been camping out in the woods for approximately the last 2.5 days in the wooded area behind the Princeton Walmart. Not sure if it was a combination of the troopers on the ground or our air unit, but he took off running, and after a brief pursuit, he was apprehended by our units as well as the canines. Actually, a canine, one of our state police dogs actually took him down.
After hiding out in the woods for about 2 days, police were able to capture Littleton with the help of this dog, Crotus.
It's going right there.
The next day, Littleton looked down while moving through the cameras and into the courtroom, where he is facing a list of charges. Once inside, Littleton exchanged a few tearful words to some family members, including his father, who just days before received his son's call made from the payphone.
All right.
In the courtroom of Judge William Sadler, Sammy Littleton appeared nervous. He chose to challenge the extradition back to Ohio. Littleton left the courtroom with his hands and feet shackled and was ordered held without bond. His attorney, Sarah Harmon, didn't say much, except that extradition cases are very tricky. His family left the hearing and declined to comment. After Littleton's capture, Princeton residents are feeling a sense of relief.
It kind of was a little threat to the community, but I'm glad to see that he was caught.
Since his courtroom appearance, Littleton has confessed to dumping the bodies of Richard and Gladys Russell near some railroad tracks in Valdosta, Georgia, while heading to Florida. Sammy Littleton's hearing will be held March 21st at 1 p.m. However, he could waive his rights and be taken back to Ohio at any time. In Princeton, Marilee McAuliffe, WMLT News.
Wildfires rage through parts of east central Florida. The fires began Monday and since then have destroyed one home and a few hunting camps. The fire forced officials to close down an 18-mile stretch of interstate that was finally reopened Tuesday last week. Fred Jotes, the division chief for Brevard County Fire Rescue, stated that there is a fear that as the wind shifts, the fire could move into more populated areas and that 300 or more homes could be at risk. The cause of the fire is unknown, but the winter's freezing weather and the lack of rain has given the state prime conditions for wildfires. Longest-living World War I veteran Frank Buckles passed away on February 27th at his home in Charlestown, West Virginia. His last breath ended a long and robust life. Buckles returned home from World War I and entered the merchant shipping industry. He traveled the world in that profession, eventually settling in the Philippines, where he was captured by the Japanese at the onset of World War II. He was a civilian POW until he was rescued by the 11th Airborne in 1945. Buckles will always be remembered as a patriot and the last remaining veteran of World War I. Here now with this week's Concord Minute is Brett Dodrell.
Thanks, Bailey. This week ended Black History Month at Concord. During the month, Concord's Student Activities Committee planned several events to celebrate. The committee had a Hotel Rwanda showing on February 25th and had a showing of the play Dar He, the Story of Emmett Till, which is about a 14-year-old black boy who traveled from Chicago to Mississippi and the hardships that he encountered. Concord students recently attended West Virginia's Higher Education Day in Charleston. The group of students met with 13 members of Congress. Senator Ronald Miller was one of 3 members of Congress that were unable to make their appointments with this group of students. However, Senator Miller has promised to attend an SGA meeting at Concord to make up for his absence. The skiing and snowboarding mini course offered at Concord has come to an end. The class allows students to learn how to ski or snowboard, or if they already know how to ski or snowboard, students can spend more time on the slopes. The 1-credit mini course is only offered in the spring, so if you're interested, make sure you sign up next year. That's it for this week's Concord Minute. Back to you, Bailey.
Gas prices have risen an average of 20 cents the last week. On average, gas is running around $3.37 per gallon. It is being predicted that the price could top $4 by this summer. The price of oil is rising, yet companies are also increasing the price of gas that they already have in their possession, which they did not pay as much for. Stay tuned. We'll return with more WMLT News in just a moment. Welcome back to WMLT News. This year, a new alternative to energy drinks has begun to be distributed and has led to controversy on college campuses throughout the U.S. These new beverages, marked as anti-energy drinks, include brands such as Slow Cow, Coca-Cola, Drink, and Mary Jane's Relaxing Soda, all of which are intended to slow down and relax the consumer. The two of these drinks that have met with the most substantial criticism are Drink, for containing melatonin, a sedative labeled as an unapproved food additive by the Food and Drug Administration, and Mary Jane's Relaxing Soda, for containing THC, the active ingredient in marijuana. However, the facts is unknown if there's any long-term effects can result from the use of anti-energy drinks, and we may begin to see distribution in local stores later this year. And here with this week's Concord Sports News is Shane Burris.
Thanks, Bailey. The Concord women's basketball team defeated the West Virginia State Yellow Jackets on Monday to claim their first victory in the WEVIAC Conference Tournament since 2008. Concord jumped out to an early lead and rolled to a decisive victory 92-67. Sydney Lindsay finished the game for Concord with 21 points and 5 steals, as well as 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Concord will play West Liberty in a quarterfinal matchup on Wednesday in the Charleston Civic Center. The Mountain Lion baseball team completed a sweep of Urbana University this weekend, winning the games 8-7, 10-7, and 7-6. Concord's record now stands at 4 wins and 5 losses as they prepare for the Savannah Invitational next week. And while the baseball team got its first sweep of the season, the softball team completed its second in a row by defeating Johnson C. Smith University 20-0 and 8-4. The girls' overall record stands at 4-4 on the year. For Concord Sports, I'm Shane Burris. Back to you, Bailey.
Recently, Concord students tested their vocal ability and competed against each other at Concord Idol. Travis Sims has more.
Hello, I'm Travis Sims. Tonight I'm at Concord Idol, the Student Activities Committee's version of American Idol. Tonight our fellow Mountain Lions will compete and pit their vocal abilities against each other. Anna Harding has more.
Concord University Student Activities Committee is very proud to present Concord Idol, hosted by John Tagliari. We have approximately 20 students who will be competing for $150, $75, and $50 gift cards.
Looking at you through the glass, don't know how much time's passed. All I know is that it feels like forever. No one ever tells you forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head.
John Tagliari announces the winners.
Number 3, third place, getting a $50 Visa gift card. Jessica Bragg. In second place, and getting a $75 gift card, Cody Boone. In first place, drum roll please, everybody. Justin Tran.
All right, I am here with Justin Trang, this year's winner of Concord Idol. How's it feel to be first place?
It was amazing. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe that I'm going to make this place.
A few came out winners, others not so lucky. But a load of great talent came out tonight, and there was a good crowd as well. All in all, it was a good night for Concord Idol. Well, that's all for me. I'm Travis Sims reporting for WMLT.
The 83rd Academy Awards was this past weekend, hosted by James Franco and Anne Hathaway. The big winner of the night was the movie The King's Speech, winning 4 major awards including Best Picture, beating movies like Toy Story 3 and True Grit. The King's Speech also won Best Original Screenplay, Best Director, and Best Actor for Colin Firth. The movie Social Network won 3 Oscars, and Toy Story 3 won Best Animated Feature Film. Alice in Wonderland won 2 awards that night, one for the art director over Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Inception. Natalie Portman walked away with Best Actress Award for her role in Black Swan, beating out Nicole Kidman. Christian Bale won Best Actor in a Supporting Role for his role in The Fighter. In the middle of the Oscars, they have an in memoriam selection that honors those in the business who had passed away that last year. They honored people such as Dennis Hopper and Leslie Nielsen, but many are upset that Corey Haim was not among those mentioned. That is all for this week's WMLT News from Concord University. Tune in again in 2 weeks. Have a good day.